I'm trying to keep the lens clean on my camera. Here's your stucco. Look at that. Sheesh kebopper. Hey, couldn't be helped, could it? And I don't know. I'll have to take a putty knife up there and clean off, you know, a little bit of it. And I'm gonna end up taking this back. This is where the other plywood starts, right there. And so I'll take this up here, cut it back a little bit, clean up all that edge there, see what we're dealing with. And see this over here. See, they just had a block in there. I still have to take those nails out. I may have to bend those out back and forth and break them off. See how dirty this is? Well, I think what I'm going to do is when I put this block back in there, I may end up bolting it right to the wall with the lag bolt. But I was thinking maybe I could put some contact cement, not construction adhesive, put construction adhesive up there, but obviously before that I'd have to clean all that stuff off the stucco, right? What do you suppose I could clean that off with? You've been watching me, if you know the type of guy I am. What do you suppose I could use? Yes, simple grain. And a steel brush, bristle brush, clean it on there, get all that stuff off. I don't think I'm going to have to do much over here. I'm going to have to kind of flatten that out and stuff where the nails are, kind of tap that in, clean up over there. But see right there, I'll have to clean that with simple grain, that with simple grain. See, that's where one of the main leaks was coming. See how high that column is? That column goes up to another deck, and that deck comes out, spills over the edge, comes right down the side there, boop, 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 and the rain, boop, 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 right to there, and it went right underneath the floor, and came out right in there. It also did the same thing right there, whoosh, right through there, and it came down through the side there, and right in through there, and then it kind of circled around, came out this way. Just things like that. This floor was taped down pretty good. Let's see there. That's how your floor should look, like that. And then you don't have the problems. But see, this other paper went on top of that, didn't it? It should have went underneath. It should have put it underneath, so when the water comes, boop, 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 it hits this and goes on top of the next one, not it has to jump up and go. And just because they had tape there, doesn't mean that it held all the way, did it? Because you could see all the way through here, it was suspect, wasn't it? See there? It's like you have to be a little investigator, and then see right in there. See where the stucco's kind of broken off there? The water came on the front of this column. Hit the side right there, and they didn't have that taped up. Or I can't remember if I pulled, no, I didn't pull that off. See? From that point over to there, the water came down, went right in that little crack right there, and it came out on top of this floor. And you see that? That's OSB. That's what I call OSB plywood, and that's might be 1/2 inch or 7/16, 32/16. See, 32/16. What's that? No. 32/16. That's 1/2 inch. I think I'm reading that wrong, but that's probably 1/2 inch. But this floor stuff, I'll have I'll have to kind of dig a little bit of this out. See that? See, I shouldn't be able to do that. I'm just picking that off with my fingers. And see, I don't want to go too far there. I may have to dig that out and cut a little strip in there or something. You know, I just might have to. This is not going to get water on it anymore, but I told you, if you can dig it out as best you can, and then go from there. Don't try to cover it up. Well, I might not have any other options. I'd have to take all of this stucco off along here. Remember I took that hole out? I'd have to take that stucco out. I'd have to cut it right down along there. Take this stucco out, or at least cut a line, you know, down this far, and then see how far the OSB paneling, plywood, is dry rotted. It could be dry rotted down here, and I'd have to cut that off, put a new piece on there. I might have to do that. And see, I don't really care about this stucco is underneath this area, see? And like I say, if they would have built this along with the house initially, this stucco wouldn't be here. It would just be wood like this, and the TJI's floor joists in here. See those? See how clean that floor looks? That's the rest of the deck. TJI's is a joist. See, it looks like an I-beam. There's that wide piece at the bottom, and then there's just that OSB stuff, and there's a wide piece at the top, and there's grooves in there at the top and bottom, I believe. And then see down there they got joist hangers. See, there's a joist hanger, and it goes all the way underneath. See there? Oh, that one goes at an angle. They had to get some special ones for that. But see, all this under here looks fine. Had they have built it before, this wall right here probably would not be here, and those TJI's would have extended all the way out to here. But because they tied in after the fact, we've got this stucco here that we got to deal with. This stucco can stay. I don't have to mess with this underneath here. But generally, under the stairs, you'd see 2x6s like that over there too. Okay, and the column. See this column here comes down. You got the OSB plywood on here. That's what you would see over here. You wouldn't see this stucco, and then you'd have a notch like that going over to the step, kind of like how you got this post. So because of all that, now we've really got to see this. All this floor over here is good, and they just didn't tie it in properly. Had they have tied this in differently, tied it in differently there, so I'm going to have to cut that back, because I don't trust that. I'm going to go around the corner, so there's underneath on the back side, and then I'll have to patch it back in with some roofing material. I thought about that too, how I was going to fix that. And I'll have to connect it on over to here. I'll have to do a really good job right in here, because I don't want this to leak in the same place. If it leaks in the same place, guess what? Same thing's going to happen. Okay? And it wasn't because this was leaking necessarily around the column. All of this stuff could have been just because of this leak, and around here and around here. That OSB acts just like a sponge, and it just sucks the water, and pulls it as far as it'll go. Now see right there? I bet you it was leaking right in there. See, I didn't pull that back. And see, in that corner, look at that. That was behind the blocks that they put down. So when the water came off of this column, this little short column, it would come down, boop, 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 right in that corner, and it's saturated. All of the OSB around this column, this is all dry rotted. This is all dry rotted. This 2x6, I think I'm going to have to pull out of there. That's going to be a tricky one because there's stucco on the back side of that wall, and there's stucco over here. I'm going to try to see if I can't pull that out. I have to get a hacksaw blade in there and cut the nails off, and oh, that's going to be tricky because this OSB is dry rotted beyond there, and same thing here. So I think I'm going to have to take this 2x6 out too. Cut it in little pieces or something and try to rip it out of there. And I got to be really careful over here. I might be able to get inside of this, squeeze in there. This 2x4 or something, that might be dry rotted too. If it is, I can cut that out, get inside this actual column, and then reach in there on that side and cut the nails, boo 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 boo, all the way down with the hacksaw blade on the Sawzall. I can't just beat it up because I might crack the stucco on the outside. I see all these different things I got to think about while patching all of this stuff in, one step at a time. That's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.